Good afternoon. I wouldn't, when I post a YouTube that didn't matter much, it might not. This might be the one. Well, there's the back scratcher. I couldn't figure where the hell is it? Okay. And the situation is this. Canada has extended the border closure to American non-commercial travel, discretionary travel. Some people call it recreational travel, travel with not much purpose other than spending money. And recently, Americans have been sneaking across the border. The first few promised to go to Alaska, and there's a rule that they got to allow people to go to Alaska through Canada because, well, the Alaska Highway's there, and that rule has been there since they built the highway to Alaska. The unfortunate thing is, the people that were supposed to go to Alaska didn't. They went to Banff and caused all sorts of problems, being Americans. Like anybody in their right frickin' mind would just lay low. Not the Americans, they just showed off and blah 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 and ordered this and ordered that, and people put it together, and they're so stupid they got caught. And in the process ruined it for other Americans, right? Because nobody's arguing until they started that shit. And other Americans have been caught coming across for all sorts of reasons. You know, it's mostly commercial. Like they have a business meeting in Montreal with the prime minister, that sort of shit. So here we are, the border closures extended yet again. And something weird is going on in Canada. And here's why. Because a major part of our economy is tourism, specifically American tourism. Like it's about 25% of the hospitality industry, at least. At least. Maybe even more. I don't know. I haven't got the numbers, you know. But it's substantial. It's not small. It's huge. But here's the peculiar thing. 90 to 95% of Canadians like the idea that the border is closed to American discretionary travel. You got to think about that for a second. You know, really, you're losing a lot of money. A lot of money comes in through American visitors. And they're not all bad people. I mean, they're very good people, but ugh. I guess it doesn't take very many people to twist your twist your twist your eyeballs around. um, most Canadians want to keep the border closed. And that includes the guys who got family across the border. There's a lot of people are starting to complain about, oh, I haven't seen my family in 6 months. And then the rest of Canada's going, yeah, well, should know married an American. Hey? And this is really peculiar because American tourism to Canada and vice versa, they're important trade-offs, man. I mean, that's how we get along. Canadians don't mind not going to the U.S. all of a sudden. What does this tell you? A lot of people are going, oh, the borders are closed, borders are closed, borders are closed. And CBC is getting all upset because, I don't know. CBC gets upset about a lot of things. But here, I find it very strange. I think Canadians just got fed up with Americans. They got fed up with the arrogance of, like, not all of them are like that. There's a very, very good people down there. You know, they're not that bright, but that's not their fault. That's our fault for not enlightening them. You know, they come up here for a reason, and you should tell them. You know, it's only fair. So, what is the situation? The situation is most of Canadians, I'd say it's around 90%. Like, I mean, it is high. Like, I read the comment section, right wing, left wing, it doesn't matter. Liberal, conservative, get those fuckers out of here. Keep borders closed. And I can't figure out why. Well, I wrote in my comment section like a different approach. I said, and I'm not talking to you too. I don't think it's the COVID. We can ask them to wear masks, social distance. That's not a problem. Not a problem. Except Americans don't follow the rules. They don't. How hard is it to wear a mask? I got a mask, there, right underneath the back scratcher. What are we supposed to? We don't have their arrogance, absent their racism, absence their constant bickering between Democratic and Republican, absence, like we got issues too with right wing and left wing conservatives, but on this one, conservatives and liberals are united. Even the NDP is united. No Americans, thank you. Close the borders. Oh, my head, scratch your head. See, I'm going bald. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why? I cannot figure out why. We don't miss the arrogance. We don't miss oh, well, we have constitutional rights even in Canada. Even in Canada. No, you don't. Sorry. What about our guns? Like, Canadians like guns too. Well, you don't go around shooting each other. Well, not much. It's getting popular again. So we keep the borders closed. Yeah. Why? Frankly, Canada's a much better place without them. Ever since we blocked off the border, Canada seems, looking up there, it's brighter, happier. Could be the drugs I'm taking too, you know. It's a perplexing little conundrum. Why? You know, we shouldn't, because we're losing a lot of freaking money, a lot of jobs. Our economy could just snap. But we don't have to put up with it. I think that's it. We've put up with Americans for years. They come up, they bitch, complain about the gas prices, complain about, this, taxes. Of course we pay more in taxes. We have public health. They don't. We have a couple thousand dead. They're going to have 250,000 dead because they don't have public health insurance. There's people losing their houses now. Can't afford the medical bills. It's one thing to have a pandemic, but that isn't the real reason why we keep the borders closed. I'm quite sure we could insist that they wear masks, blah, 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 and say, look, if you come up here, this is what you got to do. I'm quite sure they'd go along with it. Maybe. Americans have a self-righteous sense of self-righteous rights, you know. And I don't. You realize the old phrase, I want to have an American vacation? We close the borders. It's an American vacation. No Americans. It's like a holiday up here. And we've got to try and help our fellow Canadians out travel in Canada. Forget going to the States. Trust me, I've traveled across Canada for years and years and years. Well, when I had money, I had youth, and I had looks, you know. I travel across Canada all the time. When I had a car, I don't have a car. I like traveling across Canada. Canada's a nice place. Good people, good food, lots of places to stop over, lots of interesting things, different ways of life, you know. But that has nothing to do, okay, that can substitute for the loss of American business. We should be doing our own visitations. But there's no ways we could, they're 10 times the size, man. Yeah, 15 minutes and that's enough.